Hello everyone, welcome to watch this video. In this video, I'm gonna show you question 6 to question 10 in the second sample exam for 344. Question 6, if you want the solution for question 1 to 5, you can watch the previous video. Question 6, Bosturk Foods balance sheet shows a total of 25 million long-term debt with a coupon rate of 8.5%. The yield to maturity on this debt is 8%. This is RD. The debt has a total current market value of 27 million. The balance sheet also shows that the company has 10 million shares of stock. And the stock has a book value per share of $5, which means that the book value of equity equals to 10 million times $5 per share equals to 50 million. The current stock price is $20 per share, which means that the market value of equity equals to 10 million shares of stock times $20 per share. That is 200 million. Stockholders' required return is 12.25%. This is RS. The company recently decided that its target capital structure should have 35% debt with the balance being common equity, which means that the target capital structure for equity, which is WC target, equals to 1 minus 35% equals to 65%. Tax rate is 40%. Calculate weighted average cost of capital based on book, market, and target capital structures, and sum all three WACCs up. This one is a practice to help you get familiar of the calculation of weighted average cost of capital using book capital structure, market capital structure, and target capital structure. So we know tax rate is 40%. Target target weight of debt is 35%. Target weight of common stock, as I said, it's 65%. We do not use coupon rate. This is a useless information. Yield to maturity is RD in WACC. RD times 1 minus T, that's after tax cost of debt. It's 8% times 1 minus 40% equals to 4.8%. And RS is given, is 12.25%. Number of shares is used to calculate the book value of equity and the market value of equity. As we calculated before, book value of equity is 50 millions, and the market value of equity is 20 millions. Book value of debt is 25 million, market value of debt is 27 million. Then we can find out weighted average cost of capital using different capital structure. First one, book value capital structure. Book value of debt is 25 million. Book value of equity is 50 million. So the total book value for this company is 75 million. Weight of debt using book value is 25 divided by 75. It's 33.33. Book value, book weight, value weight for equity is 50 million divided by 70 million, 75 million is 66.67%. Cost of capitals are the same. So debt is always after tax cost of debt is always 4.8%, and equity cost of equity is always 12.25%. So we multiply weight with cost of equity and or debt, cost of capital, and sum it up. That's book value weights. Market value of debt is 27 million. Market value of equity is 200 million. So the total market value of this company is 227 million. So the weight of debt calculated from market value will be 27 divided by 227. It's 11.89%. The weight of equity calculated from market value is 200 divided by 227. It's 88.88%. Cost of capital again, after tax cost of debt is 4.8%. After tax cost of equity is 12.25%. Remember this 4.8 is 8% times 1 minus 40%. And weight times cost of equity and sum it up, that's the WACC calculated based on market value. Finally, we use target weights. So the target debt weights is 35%. Target weight for equity is 65%. Multiply the after-tax cost of equity and sum it up. That's target weights. So add those three numbers together, that's 30.77%. So the correct answer is C here. Question 7. Stock A has an expected return of 10% and a standard deviation of 20%. Stock B has an expected return of 13% and a standard deviation of 30%. Risk-free rate is 5% and market risk premium is 6%. Assume that market is in equilibrium. This sentence means that expected return equals to required return. Portfolio AB has 50% invested in stock A and 50% invested in stock B. And the returns of stock A and B are independent of each other, which means that their correlation coefficient is 0. Which of the following statement is correct? Stock A's beta is 0.8333. Because the expected return is equals to required return, the required return for stock A should equals to, according to campaign model, risk-free rate plus market risk premium times beta. Risk-free rate is 5% plus market risk premium times beta A. Then we will find that 6% times beta A equals to 10% minus 5%. because we switch 5% on the left-hand side of this equation. This equals to 5%. So beta A gonna equals to 5% divided by 6% equals to 0.8333. So choice A is correct. And we still want to go through the rest of 3 choices. Since 2 stock has 0 correlation, portfolio AB is riskless. Whether portfolio AB is riskless or not depends on beta AB. So let's find out beta B first. Then we can find out the portfolio beta. The expected return and the required return for B is 13%, equals to risk-free rate plus market risk premium times beta B. So 6% times beta B equals to 13% minus 5% equals to 8%. Beta B equals to 1.333. So we rule out our C here. So the beta AB of this is a portfolio beta equals to half, because portfolio AB invests half in stock A times beta A plus half. This is the weight of stock B times beta B. So this, let's do the calculation here. Is 0.5 times 0.8333 plus left bracket 0.5 times 1.333, right bracket. So it's 1.083. It's 1.083. So in this case, beta AB is not 0, which means that portfolio AB is not riskless. We rule out of B here. Portfolio AB's required return is 11%. Required return equals to risk-free rate plus market risk premium times beta. This equals to, let's do the calculation here. 6% times 1.083 plus 5%, 11.5%, 11.498%. It's not equal to 11%. We rule out of D here. So this is question 7. Question 8, which of the following statements is correct? First, constant growth model is often appropriate for evaluating startup companies that do not have a stable history of growth, but are expected to reach stable growth within the next few years. This is incorrect. This is false because constant growth model is appropriate for evaluating mature, large company with constant growth rate of dividend. Choice B, if a stock has a required return of 12% and its dividend is expected to grow at a constant rate of 5%. This means that, remember, dividend yield equals to D1 divided by P0 equals to RS minus G equals to 12% minus 5% equals to 7%. So the dividend yield of this stock will be 7%. Stock valuation model, this is a constant growth model, can be used to values firms whose dividends are expected to decline at a constant rate. This is true. As long as RS is greater than G, G is constant. We can use this model. The price of a stock is the present value of all the expected future dividends discounted at RS cost of equity. Remember, P0 equals to D1 divided by 1 plus RS plus D2 divided by 1 plus RS to the square, and keep going. So we discount dividend by the cost of equity. So we rule out of D here. Question 9, stocks A and B has the following data. Assuming the stock market is efficient and the stocks are in equilibrium, which of the following statements are correct? If you look at here, we found that the choices are mainly focused on dividend yield, right? So we calculate the dividend yield first. Dividend yield equals to RS minus growth rate. So stock A gonna be 15% minus 10% is 5%. Stock B will be 15% minus 5% is 10%. And the dividend yield equals to D0 D1 divided by P0. So for stock A and B, we can also calculate the dividend. Dividend for A, which is D1, equals to dividend yield times P0. So it's 5% times 25%. And for B, gonna be 10% times 25%. So stock A's expected dividend at T equal to 0 is only half of that of stock B. That is correct. This is the correct choice. So we can do the calculation here. 5% times 25, that is $1.25. For B, it's $2.5. So stock A's dividend is only half of stock B. Stock A has a higher dividend yield. That's not true. Stock A's dividend yield is 5%. Stock B's dividend yield is 10%. Currently, two stocks has the same price, but over time, stock B's price will pass that of A. Remember, Pn equals to P0 times 1 plus the growth rate to the power of n. And P0 for A and B is the same. And the growth rate for A is higher than B. So future price of A will be higher than B. Let's calculate P1. And we found P1 for stock B2. We found that in the future, price of stock A gonna be higher. So we rule out of C. Since stock A's growth rate is twice that of stock B, stock A's future dividend will be always twice as high as stock B. We found that stock A's dividend is only half of stock B. So we rule out of D here. That is question 9. question 10. A stock is expected to pay a dividend of 0.75 at the end of the year. The required return is 10.5%. Expected growth rate is 6.4%. What's the stock's current price? So P0 equals to D1 divided by RS minus G. And the stock is expected to pay a dividend of 0.75 at the end of the year. This is D1. So it equals to 0.75 divided by 10.5% minus 6.4%. So it's 18.29. Choice is C here. This is question 6 to 10. I think I'm gonna stop here. If you have any question, feel free to shoot me email. If you want explanations for previous question or questions after 10, you can refer my other videos. Thank you for watching.